RevFit strength program day number 3 is all about deadlifts. So it's going to be a set of 2 to 3 reps with 3 in reserve. That means it's around 85% if you know percentages and 1 rep maxes. If you don't, it doesn't matter, your coach is going to talk you through this, and it's all going to be based off your RIR number anyway. So deadlift wise, a couple of key points. It's very similar to an RDL, except it goes all the way to the floor. If you've struggled with deadlifts in the past, or if you've never done them, then we're probably just going to walk you through it step by step once you're in the gym. So this is a very brief overview, but brief overviews can be good. So what you're going to do is stand with your feet about shoulder width apart. The middle of your shoelace is directly underneath the barbell. Arms nice and long. I like to think of reaching for the outside of my kneecaps, because that makes sure my shoulder is in a good position. And from there, all the way down to the bar. Brace the abs. Stand up tall, down under control, brace the abs, stand up tall, down under control. When you look down, you should notice the bar is finished in exactly the same place it started. If it's rolled back or if it's rolled forwards, it's a pretty good sign of some sort of technique flaw going on. So it's just a very easy, quick feedback mechanism for you when you're setting up. Final thing down with deadlifts, once you're on the bar, think about trying to pull your shoulders away from the bar as much as possible before initiating the movement. So grab onto the bar as tight as you can, pull your chest up towards the ceiling, and then when you feel like there's an unbelievable amount of tension built up, accelerate. So your hips will end up being somewhere between knee and shoulder level. You're going to grab onto the bar, you're going to pull your chest up, and stand. The act of pulling your chest up, it doesn't lift your hips down or pull your hips down, it doesn't lift your hips up. All it does is it wedges you into the bar really tight, puts loads of pressure on your core, tightens up your lower back, engages your mid back, and makes for a really, really strong deadlift position. So, 20 minutes there, sets of 2 to 3 reps with 3 in reserve. Again, you'll probably be taking slightly longer, 2 to 4 minutes in between sets, depending on how strong you are, and probably getting somewhere between 5 and 8 sets done over the 20 minutes. That's your starting point. From there, we're moving on to some triceps, some back, and some shoulder work. So again, a 15-minute work block, sets and reps on the board. I'm not going to go through them again because it's the same principle as previous days. It's a set-to-set rep range with an RIR. It's going to change depending on the exercises, but you can check the sheet out in the gym. The coaches will talk you through it. We've got a close grip bench press to start off. Exact same principles apply as the day 2 bench press. Eyes directly underneath the bar. This time, your grip width is going to be as if you were a zombie. So if you just put your arms straight out and you were going looking for some brains, that's your starting point. So for most people, that's going to be right around the knurling on the barbell. So eyes underneath, full grip of the bar, push all the way around, take it off, bring it down to the chest, push back up again, bring it down to the chest, push back up. Same idea, it ends up directly over your shoulder joint. If it's too far forwards, it pulls you out of position. If it's too far back, you're going to pull backwards. And when you lower the bar, it's going to come down a little bit lower on your chest than if you did a regular bench press, and that's totally fine. Again, making sure that your wrists stay reasonably straight, and also that you've got your safety racks in. I forgot to do that. Make sure they're in. Then we've got some back work, some single arm dumbbell rows, and some alternating dumbbell or overhead pressing. So, single arm row, you're going to set, knee on bench, hand on bench, foot off wide, big tripod stance, it's very stable. Grab the dumbbell, pull the hand to the ribs, back down, pull the hand to the ribs, back down. Make sure there's no rocking or twisting of the shoulders, your back should stay level and flat. Only thing moving being your arm and a little bit of the shoulder joint. So you'll do the rep range there, you'll switch sides, and you'll go again. From there, you've got alternating overhead press. So it's going to be one hand at a time. You'll see that it's 8 to 12 reps each side. So weight-wise, hard to know, but it'll be a little bit lower than what you'd normally press because there's more time under tension and your shoulders end up more fatigued. You can do it seated or you can do it standing, whichever you prefer. If I was doing it, I'd probably do it seated, just because with the alternating nature, there's probably a little bit more stability doing it that way. But, either way is totally acceptable. Talk to your coach, let them help you decide which is going to be the most appropriate one for you. So when you're doing it, Dumbbells come to the shoulders. Brace the abs. Straight overhead is 1, straight overhead is 2, overhead is 3, overhead is 4. That's a lie, I'm counting wrong. So it's 1, 2, 2. And you know what, I can totally edit that, but I don't believe in edits. So let's ignore that little mistake. It happens to the best of us. From there, obviously, same as other days, you've got your bonus work afterwards. That's going to depend on your goals. It's going to depend on the current training cycle in the gym. It's way outside of the scope of this video. So that's a brief primer on day 3. Get in, give it socks, and enjoy your deadlifts.